Well, good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with me, Pastor Michelle. Today is Tuesday, February 16th, and our Disney story is Lady and the Tramp, and it's called Tony and the Tramp. Tramp licked the last of the tomato sauce from his chin. "So what do you think, Pidge?" he asked Lady. "That was the most wonderful meal I've ever had." "What did I tell you?" Tramp boasted. "There's no one in the world who can cook up a meal like Tony." "I couldn't agree with you more," Lady said. "Can I ask you a question?" "Sure thing, ask away." "I was just wondering how you and Tony met." "How I met Tony? Well, that's a story, I'll bet." "Well, see, it goes like this. It was a cold and snowy night. I don't think it had ever been that cold before, and I know it hasn't been since. I've been walking uphill for miles. Icicles were hanging from the tip of my nose." "Wait a minute. You were walking for miles uphill in this town?" "That's right. You've never seen the likes of it." "Exactly. You know why?" Tramp shook his head. "Because it is impossible. There are no big hills around here." "Okay, you're right. So then what's the truth?" "The truth is, I wasn't always the slick and handsome devil you see before you." "Is that right?" Lady was amused. "And this one afternoon, I was being harassed by a group of mangy mutts who outnumbered me 10 to 1. So I took off as fast as my paws could carry me. And as they were chasing me, along came the dog catcher. Before he could get me, Tony came running out with a bowl of steaming hot pasta. He told the dog catcher I was his dog. The dog catcher didn't believe him, but when Tony put the bowl of pasta down in front of me, he had no choice. Let me tell you, I thought I'd died and gone to heaven." "I can relate to that," Lady said, recalling the meal. "And the rest, as they say, my friend, is history." All right. Now I want some spaghetti. All right. When he... like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I just thought of that song. It's a good song. So anyway, let's talk about our daring woman of the day, and it's Mina Hubbard, an extraordinary explorer. So she was born on an apple farm in Canada, Ontario. But unlike some of the other girls her age, she wasn't content to stay there. She wanted a career. She completed her nurse's training and was soon taking care of an interesting patient. Leonis Hubbard was a journalist suffering from typhoid fever. He became much more than her patient. The two fell in love and got married. As an assistant editor for Outing magazine, Mr. Hubbard frequently went on wilderness camping trips, and Mina occasionally went with him. In 1903, he set out on a bold expedition without Mina to map the wild and virtually unexplored Labrador region of eastern Canada. Mina waited for his return. Unfortunately, he died on the journey, leaving Mina grief-stricken. His travel partner, Dylan Wallace, barely survived the trip. Mina encouraged Dylan to write a book about the expedition. She expected him to hail her husband as a talented explorer and hero, but he did not. Instead, he claimed that her husband was incompetent and responsible for his own death. Now, besides sorrow, Mina was filled with another emotion, anger. She decided to retrace her husband's steps and complete his journey, hoping to restore his reputation. On June 27, 1905, Mina and 4 men who would carry supplies and paddle the canoes set out on the 576-mile trip through the unmapped area of Labrador to Ungava Bay. But Dylan Wallace was also ready to try again, so the two set out on the same day. The race was on. Mina followed her late husband's route and used a sextant to carefully navigate their course. The group encountered miles of rapids and rough waters. Occasionally, they carried the canoes and supplies over rough terrain to the next body of water. Mice got into their food supplies. Flies, insects, and mosquitoes were a constant nuisance. No matter how difficult the journey got, Mina refused to turn back. All along the journey, she collected plant specimens, took photos, and carefully drew accurate maps of the area. They ate berries, baked biscuits over the open fire, caught fish, and made jerky out of caribou. Although the meat helped them survive, Mina didn't like killing such beautiful animals. She also met and took photos of both tribes, taking careful notes of their clothing, homes, diets, and custom. On August 27th, they reached their destination 6 weeks before Dylan Wallace, so she won. Mina finished what her husband had started and fulfilled both of their dreams. So the tribes they encountered were the Naskaupi and Montagnas tribe. So good for her for beating out the guy. That's whenever I watch competition shows, I always want the woman. If there's a woman contestant, I always want her to win. It's like on Jeopardy. I'm always disappointed when a man wins every week, every day. So anyway, God bless you all, my friends. Stay safe out there.